Good morning, chat. My name is Penbu, I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux, and today we are fan-subbing. It's been a while since the last one. I think it's been several months. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I do have an open VC open for anyone who is in the Underground Pen Club, so feel free to hop in there. I'm deafened at the moment, so they can't hear me. I can't hear them, but as you can see, there is somebody here already. But yeah, today we're fan-subbing Seishun Archive. For those of you on YouTube, the link is in the description for the original video, and for Twitch, it's pinned in chat. Apologies for the delay. If you didn't see either on Discord or on Twitter, I was making food, and it was taking longer than expected. This is a pork burger and mushroom sauce with an egg over easy. On fried rice. I wasn't cooking for the camera, so it doesn't look quite as appetizing as it maybe should. But there we go. And then topped off with some strawberry ice milk, drizzled with what is this? Maple syrup for dessert. Ice milk because it doesn't have enough cream content for it to be legally called ice cream. But it was also heavily discounted, so I didn't care. Okay, let's say hello to the OpenVC. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good to meet you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, why don't you introduce yourself to chat for us here?
Hello, chat. I am Snowball. Is it okay if I'm not gonna... I'm not trying to self-advertise, just say a bit about myself.
No, absolutely self-advertise. That's what this is for.
I'm also a somewhat kind of VTuber streamer. I never did an official debut. I compose music, the sorts. I may or may not be participating in an event that's upcoming.
It's not public yet, but you know, maybe it won't happen. Let me get your YouTube link here. Snowball. There we go. So yeah, you're a fairly new VTuber, right? You've only had one stream.
Yeah, I've only had one YouTube stream as a VTuber, but I've done a couple Twitch streams.
Okay, I don't know your Twitch actually. I can send that if you'd like. You send it over here.
I can go grab my Twitch real quick.
Yeah. In the meantime, today we are fan-subbing, using aegisub for its intended purpose this time, instead of doing thumbnails. Last time we had done this. And the chips thing over there. Kind of hard to see. Where did this go? I'm gonna go ahead and mute this because we don't need the audio. I was planning on redoing this actually because I wasn't quite happy with how it turned out. Probably gonna end up masking this, but I mean it works.
I'm gonna drop my Twitch in the chat.
Sure. Just let me know when you got that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like how this squishes. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I dropped my Twitch in the YouTube chat.
Oh, so. YouTube blocks links, so you gotta send it elsewhere. I'll send it over in the OpenVC chat, and then I'll send it over. Thank you. Let me go subscribe to you first before I send it over. So I can subscribe before. Sorry. On Twitch it's follow. So let me go do that first.
Yeah, subscribing's a different thing on Twitch.
And actually on Twitch I can give you a proper shout out, so let me go do that too. And so time and Access Miriam, welcome in.
Welcome.
So yeah, this chips thing we worked on this last time, and it works, but it is a little bit awkward in where it squishes. It's serviceable, I think. You can see this, right? I think in through the screen share.
Yeah.
It's serviceable. So maybe I'll leave this for now and then change it later. Okay, now we gotta figure out... There are a few more signs left, I think. But I'd have to go look for them because I didn't note where they are. Okay, so this is the original. I'm gonna mute this. And we're gonna go scrub for signs. We already did this one. We did that one. That's okay, well that's the fish corner there. This is the chips. Why did I put that up so high? Oh. aegisub, are you okay? There we go. No entry. It's very subtle, but it is there. And then we have Sora's notebook. This is at 41 seconds. It originally looked like this. So we masked it and put text on top. And then melon splitting with Gura, this was the first sign that we did. So that up there. Plus mask this chat area, and then this hashtag here. So the goal for anyone who isn't familiar with typesetting or this kind of typesetting rather, you're trying to make it so that the text that you're adding, so in this case melon splitting with Gura, or this chat here, looks as if it was part of the original. And I would say that this would look as if it's was originally in the video. It's at 2:08, so this is what it looked like before. So no text there, and this was Japanese, and then this was also Japanese, and then you compare to the new one. And that's what we're aiming for here. Now we just got to find the rest of the signs, because there are a few more. A couple of annoying ones too. I'm gonna go ahead and skim through this. Do you watch anime, Snowball?
Yes.
Do you want to out yourself as watching fan subs, or do you watch through official sources?
I generally, my oldest brother has a Crunchyroll Premium, so that's usually where I get my anime.
Okay.
Usually through official sources, unless it's something I can't find on Crunchyroll, and then I might try to find it through another source and then give up because it's literally nowhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
That I feel safe looking at. Like I've been trying to watch K-On, but
Okay.
I haven't found any place to watch it that I feel safe being on without 20 plus ad blockers.
Yeah, I mean with anime.
I have an ad blocker. It's just,
No, with anime. Now I'm not officially endorsing this, but if you're not watching through official sources, the best way to do it is through torrents, because the streaming sites, one, they ruin the quality of the fansubbers videos, but two, also the ads. They're trying to make money off stolen goods, basically.
yeah.
But I can understand some people might not be okay with torrenting either. Yeah, so this is a sign. So that's what we call things that need to have text, or that's what we call text on screen that isn't dialogue. They're called signs. So this is a sign, a very annoying one. I think I might leave these ones for last because that moves a lot. Oh yeah, K-On's a good show. I How long has it been? I think it's been about 10 years since I last watched it. 10 years? Thereabouts. I used to be able to identify an episode based on the screenshot. Yeah, and then this one we don't need to do because there's already text here. Sorry, go ahead.
Most Bocha the Rock fans could identify shows, not shows, episodes simply based off of a single screenshot of Nichika. I'm not one of those fans because I'm not schizophrenic. Like, I mean, I say that as a joke, not seriously, because genuinely some of those people have issues.
Well, you always have. I mean, they're called fans for a reason, right? Fan is short for fanatic. And, you know, fanatic means something. Yeah, I need to go watch Butcher the Rock. I watched one episode and then I fell off anime and I haven't picked it up again. Yeah, so this is a sign.
Yeah, I need to get back into watching some animes. I started so animes I was trying to think. The most recent anime I started that I haven't finished yet has been a Hibika Euphonium.
Oh, that's a good one.
I watched Frieren. My brother finally forced me to finish it. Which, I mean, Frieren's good. I like it. Just spent my time doing other things that my brother didn't agree with when he's like, when you could be watching anime.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you spend your time on what you like. There's nothing wrong with doing other things. This here is a sign that I'm not sure is worth typesetting. I might leave this one for last. And this one's gonna be... This one you have to. These are the lyrics to Kiseki Knot is what we call it in English. That one's gonna be a little bit annoying because it moves.
I know just about the only hololive music I know is Suisei.
Well, Suisei is good. I liked her.
I mean, actually, in terms of the Japanese hololive music,
yeah.
I have a Mori Calliope song.
Oh, which one?
I don't remember the name, but it's her collaboration with Zutamayo.
No, I'm not familiar with that one. I can't say I follow Kelly all that well, but...
Yeah. It's one of her few songs. Is it one of her songs No, that's... Okay, it's not one of her songs that's in English or Romanji with the title. Actually, the thing is that the only two songs I have that use the Latin alphabet is Cream and Taidada, which I guess Taidada I'm pretty sure is just annoying. I'm not sure what Taidada means.
I can't say I've heard this one.
Taidada is the I know it's the ending for Dandadan. I know that much. It's one of the endings for Dandadan. I'm pretty sure.
And Callie made it?
No. Callie's in another song. Taidada is its own song, but Callie's in another song with the and Zutamayo made the song. Callie's just a featured artist.
Oh, okay, I see.
I can't tell you the name of the song. It's in kanji, or one of the millions of Japanese alphabets. Probably kanji.
Well, Japanese actually only has 4.
I think it only has 3, or 4. Yeah.
It's technically 3 plus the Latin alphabet. So you have kanji. Yeah, so you have kanji. Yeah, so the Latin alphabet would be romaji. There's no N in there. So kanji is the complicated characters, and you have hiragana, which is the round, simple characters, and then you have katakana, which is the what do you call it? The more angular characters.
Yeah. Which I believe usually if it's in the other characters, I believe it's usually kanji or katakana. Or I believe are the most common.
Yeah, kanji and hiragana tend to be more common than the other two.
Hiragana.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with kanji being the standard you usually see.
Yeah. Tip for chat here. If you ever need some Japanese text copied from an image, you can use Google Lens and just copy it from there. It's very handy. Usually if it's clear, it gets it right. I think this is correct, yeah. Now we can figure out what this is. I guess would be this. I said I wasn't going to do this one, but it's also the easiest.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. I take that back. No, it gets covered. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, we're going to find another sign. I'm not doing the credits. Okay, I think this might actually be the next easiest. Oh, no, this... Where is it? This one... I can see this one maybe being a little bit easier. Maybe. These are the lyrics, or partial lyrics to Shiny Smiley's story. Is there anything else that's easy? I don't think there was anything else that was easy. It took care of all of the rest of them. You have all these... Actually, you know what? Maybe this isn't too bad. Uh, 539, if you're still around, what's your opinion? Which one's the easiest here? Actually, for this one, for Ankemo's name tag, we're probably gonna not mask. We're probably gonna redraw them. So there's, go over them again. So there's Ankemo's name tag, which we're probably not, or we're probably going to mask over this so we can redraw it horizontally, maybe. Where's my window focus? And then there is... Oh, I didn't note this, but there is Kanato's name badge or armband there, which has at least those two instances. And then there is... There's probably another instance there. We already took care of this one. And then there's the karaoke screen here, which is a linear move with a very simple fill effect. Redrawing the name tag seems like it might be deceptively easy. For that specific instance, yeah, I think it might be. Ish. Yeah, and then there's this one, which isn't plot relevant. Probably only do this part and then leave the other ones alone, maybe. Or maybe we do all of them. But also, blurred character over as a clip is kind of annoying. And then there's this. I'd probably end up masking this whole thing and then writing out the lines. And with this as probably being the most difficult part of it, because this doesn't look like there's a gradient, as far as I can tell, so it should be a fairly simple. Yeah, the sign. Well, I mean, okay, that earlier sign isn't going to be too bad in terms of the gradient, because this is merely a radial gradient, so you should be able to just make a very blurred circle here. So the gradient I don't think is much of a concern. So I'm thinking this one might be the easiest because it is repetitive in terms of the frames that it uses, and it's also fairly static. And then there's, I don't think there's anything after this. We already took care of that one. We're not doing the credits. So yeah, those, however many it was. Trying to find lyrics for Kiseki Knots. Which I guess Genius will have to do. Oh, but... no, there's a better way. Yeah, so as I was saying about Suisei's song, personally I prefer her earlier works. But you know, so her newer works are good too.
I think like most of what I have are her newer things. Yeah, I have a couple songs from her most recent album.
I haven't actually kept up with it. What's the most recent one called?
I don't know. It's in Japanese.
Fair enough.
I am an American. I can't even speak my own language, English, half the time.
Seems to apply to a lot of English speakers. Alright, what do we have here? I am at Suisei's thing. Her latest album... Spectre? Unless you meant the latest single.
I meant album.
Yeah, so Spectre from 2023. I have Still Stellar.
No, Spectre isn't her most recent album. She released in... I mean, I haven't actually listened to anything in Spectre. I should. I need to listen to more Suisei, but her most recent album is 2025. It's something. I wish I could copy and paste stuff on Spotify. I don't know, maybe if I look it up on YouTube, it'll be magically... it'll be in, like, English or, Romaji. I can't... Japanese, whatever.
Well, we can always, maybe
that's
go...
the way it is for most artists I listen to, is that their songs are usually in, like, are put in the titles are usually put in English as well. There we go, if I can spell Suisei correctly. Yeah. Okay, this song title isn't put in English or Romaji, but I can easily translate it since I grabbed it off of YouTube.
Shinsei Mokuroku. Is it this one?
Maybe.
I'll send it over in chat here.
Yes, that album.
Okay. I haven't really kept up with the new releases, so I don't know what's in here. Oh, it's the one that... okay. That makes sense. The one with, yeah, Bibi Deba.
Yeah.
And Caramel Pain. Caramel Pain was, the music video for that was very good.
So the two songs I have on it are the last two.
Cocoon and Heart and Kirei Goto. I can't say I've heard these ones.
So the second to last one, I'm pretty sure I got one of my friends into Suisei by sending her that song, because my friend plays the bari sax and that song has a fun little bari sax in it.
Oh, well, maybe I'll have to give that a listen then.
Yeah, it's number 10 out of 11 in the album.
Oh, I gotta find where I downloaded this thing. So I got the subs for the Kisaki Not song. And then I can just transfer that if my it hanged. Okay. Just gonna start a new aegisub instance here.
Yeah. Just about the only band I could tell anyone like about the songs in that have them in kanji or is all the songs from Butcher the Rock Kasuka Band, because I know what all of the song titles are in English, or they're Romaji if they don't translate into English well.
Yeah, I usually refer to the songs with their names in Japanese, or Romaji. Anyway, I don't usually use a translated.
Japanese.
Yeah. I don't usually refer to the translated titles unless they're very well known.
Like, I could give a couple examples of Yoroshikin songs that are that have titles well known in, I guess, both their Japanese and English, like Say It, Ite. Most people know the free run opening as its Japanese Haru. But there are some songs that are known better in English. Though Yoroshika, I couldn't tell you what the names of all their music, I'd have to look them up.
I feel like I'm doing this wrong.
Say, Auto makes it pretty easy because she puts almost all of her songs in English or Romaji. I could talk about Japanese artists forever. I'm in a history of rock and roll class right now, so I'm gonna need to watch myself when I start going off about music.
No, that's fair. I can't say actually. The only music history I've taken was in high school. I think we're covering mostly free modern stuff.
And I guess technically my class isn't. But the teacher decided it wasn't going to be strictly like history of rock and roll, just kind of history of American music, because there's just so much to look at. All the way from like, ragtime clear to modern rap, hip hop. But one of our first projects is making a little book, and on the front cover, you put stuff about artists you like from anywhere, because, it's quite evident that Western music and Western rock did influence many Japanese bands and a lot of their music.
Yeah, that it did.
Like, I don't think I have any Asian Kung Fu Generation songs, but I know that a lot of their music is influenced by Western rock in some of their styles. I know a lot of Tezuka bands influenced by Asian Kung Fu Generation and, in turn, also Western rock. And then Yoroshika's just everything. But yeah.
I think sorry, go ahead.
History related, music related, and I could talk for hours.
Yeah, I think I've only heard these bands largely by name. I can't tell you what their songs are.
You'll learn a lot about a Kesoku band when you watch Butcher the Rock.
Yeah, that one I know is from Bocchi, yeah.
So I haven't watched Girls Band Cry, but I have a song saved from that anime, and I plan on watching it.
Yeah, that's another one.
I want to watch. That's another one that I've heard is pretty good, and one of my friends watched that one just because they didn't want to watch Kasoko Band. Not Kasoko Band, Bochi the Rock. Bochi the Rock's the anime, Kasoko Band's the... And also, Kasoko Band just means zip tie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is... So I have the Bochi the Rock. I'm not sure, I don't remember if it was suggested in the anime, but in the manga, one of the characters suggests, we should sell merch, and it's just zip ties.
Nice. I mean, you gotta go with something relevant, right?
Zip ties that they're selling for, like, $10.
Is it at least branded? Probably not, right?
I mean, the band's name is literally just zip tie, so the branding's already there.
509 here. Spent a lot of time today contributing to Fish for the first time in over a year. Well, at least you've contributed. I can't say I've contributed to any of the shells that I use. Fish, by the way, if you don't know, it's like... So this here is Bash. So it's kind of like Bash. It's a command line interpreter, but it's different. Some find it more intuitive and easy to use. Well, that is one of its stated goals, I think.
Okay.
I don't need to go
no,
this
that's not
way.
what I meant to do. I decided to do my... Okay. I tried to do some digging to figure out where I could watch K on, and the first season's free on the Roku channel, and I have a Roku.
Nice.
But now I need to figure out where to watch the second season.
I can say... Okay, maybe you shouldn't... I'm holding him back from saying stuff on stream. So maybe we'll talk about this afterwards.
I've been making sure to be careful with the language, because I know the YouTube gods love to... if you're not careful.
I'm trying to figure out what matches here. So this is this one, which means this one's the next one. Which I think that means this one's going to be this one. Okay, so we need only up to here. Mr. A, welcome in. How long has it been since part 2? That's a good question. I'm going to have a look here. Fansubbing. I have a, is the playlist for this not public? Anyway, it's been about half a year, 6 months. Feels good knowing I don't need to say anything. Well, you're also in the Underground Pen Club. You can hop in to the after chat if you'd like.
Hop in, join me and our unwanted moral support.
Okay, so we're gonna go find this. Okay, so we have this. And we're going to put our marker here. And we're going to put our marker where it ends as well. Right there. Like that, and then this is going to be Kiseki knots. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a shot of this. I'm going to copy that image to clipboard, and I'm going to bring back GIMP. This is why I had it to begin with. I'm going to paste this over here. And then I'm going to select this area. No, this is wrong. Well, this is partially correct. Actually, no, hold on. No, this is correct because I don't want to mask over her hands. That's fine. We'll have to remove holes though. This is the annoying part about masking. You have to mask around things. And when they're not continuous, you're gonna have to fill in the holes yourself. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and select and remove holes. That leaves us with this stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So anyone following along here, this is GIMP's quick mask feature. Allows you to paint over what your selection would be using your regular paint tools. It's very handy. Do you know how to use Photoshop or GIMP or anything like that?
No, I don't tend to do projects that would require Photoshop or like super complex edits. Just kind of splice the video together. What I used to do before I became Snowball, and with like recording videos on like a tablet or phone, I'd have to go into like, you know, a mobile app editing software and then, you know, cut out ads. And that's just what I tend to do, is if for some reason an ad pops up in the middle of the game, like especially when I'm doing some mobile thing like I used to do. So I just, you know, basic editing tool. I tend to just use the basic Microsoft editor nowadays for when I do things on computer.
Yeah, I think it'll probably. Yeah, I think it'll probably start needing to use an image editor more once you start doing more VTuber stuff. But it entirely, especially if you're on YouTube, because YouTube needs thumbnails and stuff. Assuming that you bother to do those, because I know some people don't.
Not usually. If I'm like going through the like posting process and YouTube's like, here's some recommended thumbnails and one of them is good, I'll just select that.
Yeah, fair enough. Mr. E here, how do you learn to use GIMP? It seems really complicated whenever I try to use it. I learned through books. I don't know if that's the recommended way to do that now, but I learned through a couple of books, in which ran through a few exercises. How do normal people learn? I have no idea. But I think it's a matter of, if you're the type to look through manuals, GIMP's manual is pretty decent. Whenever I look in there, there's always something new that I find. But otherwise, I don't know, maybe if there's something that you want to do, you can look for workflows that involve that. They have books for that, yes they do.
They have books for everything.
Where can you get it? You can check your local library, it probably has something there. It might be a bit outdated though, but the techniques should be largely applicable. Because GIMP workflows, GIMP has had a lot of improvements in terms of the tools and the quality that it's had. But a lot of the workflows, so I started with GIMP 2.6, I think. And I'm still using largely the same techniques as what I was doing back then. With some improvements, of course, but still, as very big overall, this is how you use GIMP. It's largely been the same.
And if you can't find books at your library, usually you could find PDFs of them.
Yeah, especially software, because I don't know, software and, well, anything digital really, people tend to write ebooks. Actually, ebooks are very common these days too, even for other stuff. Okay.
When I don't have access to the music books for like in the band room for like an instrument that I want to try and learn, I'll find a PDF online.
Light, welcome in. Real TS stream, yes, indeed. We're struggling to find a good easy one to do. I mean, I guess this is relatively easy considering what we have left, but it does require a bit of frame by frame masking. It's gonna be a little bit annoying. How old is GIMP? Must be pretty old to have actual user manuals. I think it started in the 90s. GIMP. GTK, the toolkit is actually named, or it was originally made because of GIMP. 1998. And then it split off into its own project, and then GIMP had only started catching up now with GIMP 3.0. Moving, because this is GIMP or GTK 2. GIMP 3 is based on GTK 3, and I think GTK is on version 5 now. Relatively easy, just a bit tedious, yeah. That's why I don't typeset anymore. I say anymore, but yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't typeset, because it's kind of tedious. We have better tools now, but it's still fairly tedious. I actually, there's this tool called AutoClip that might be handy here. I don't know if I want to use it. Well, anyway, the point here is that now, if you, no, we're still missing some. I'm gonna go ahead and select that. I think we're still missing a few of them here too. That's why I don't typeset anymore, literally while doing so. Yeah, that's why I stopped myself. Okay, is this not? It's not a thing? For what it's worth, in my opinion, TS is only as difficult as tedious as you make it. Yeah, that's also fair. GIMP, hello? Are you... Oh, it's because it's... No. Right, because I think something was selected here, and that prevented me from painting outside of selection. Yeah, the quality standards of typesetters and I think fansubbers in general these days have gotten quite a bit up. Because if you notice from the fansubs of about, say, 10 years ago, they weren't doing all this kind of crazy stuff. Trevor, welcome in. With that hand movement, you'd probably want to make a mask of the entire sheep and clip it. That is exactly what we're doing. It's not gonna be too bad, I think. So we're gonna mask the entire thing because I don't want to have to deal with the individual ones. And we're just gonna have we're going to have all the lions basically share the hand clip here. And it's only a few repeated frames, so it shouldn't be too bad. Remember, rescind my previous statement, embrace A6. Yes, and A6 instead of A and 8 because you know, if you're going to be doing it the lazy way, you may as well save a character. Let me demonstrate that for anyone who's not aware what that does. So let's have this one here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. FS200, FS100. I'll make that a little bit bold. The AS format has AN1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to do this on a different line. Just to make it a little bit more clear what this is doing. So it follows a numpad in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, following the numpad. But there's also an older system for alignment where it's 1, 2, 3, same as before, but then it goes 5, 6, 7 over at the top, and then I actually don't remember the system. 9, 10, 11 for the middle. It's kind of weird, but it has to deal with adding certain things to say whether it's at the top or bottom. The true reason is to support the old Doom 9 users who haven't updated their VLC since 2008. Well, I mean, they'd be missing out on a lot of other features too, because there was a lot of new features that are new tags that were added after 2008 or around 2008. Like blur, even, I think. Is blur one of those? Maybe there's something like export whiteboard. Right, there's some very common ones that are in use. But yeah, that's so instead of A and 8, which we'll put it at the top, you can do A6, which saves a character. And if you're going to be lazy about typesetting, then you may as well be lazy in the right way and save that character too. Anyway. So yeah, I think this is the first frame. Then we're just gonna have to do this for all the other frames. We're gonna start here. Gaussian blur, yeah, I believe blur edge was an inspect very early. Yeah, I think blur edge, it must have been. Let me check, actually. I mean, spec to an extent, because what is the aspect anyway? For context, or anyone here who is not familiar with the scene, the Advanced Substation Alpha format is implementation. The specification for it is implementation defined specifically by a renderer called VS Filter. So there's no actual spec to go off except the behavior of that renderer. How much of this is making sense, by the way? Snowball, if you're still listening.
Not much. It's all Japanese to me.
Yeah, it may as well be.
Like, I don't think I'd ever see myself do fan subbing, but what I'd probably do is make an abridged. Take an anime and do an abridged version of it.
I mean, that's a little bit easier, I think, because all that requires is video editing and clipping and all that.
And get a group of friends together to Ghost Stories dub it.
Yeah. Fan dubbing is something I don't understand how they do.
See how many jokes you can get away with before YouTube strikes you down.
Yeah. I should try out fan subbing. It's fun. Just hide all the tedious parts from them. I mean, there's certainly things that is fun about this whole thing here. I think this is a good episode to practice on for typesetting, because it has some easy signs in it, but it also has some of the more difficult signs. But there's also a lot of other parts of the fan subbing process that's not just typesetting. For example, I think one that you might find possibly enjoyable is karaoke timing, where you basically time text to lyrics in the song. And there's a way to convert sheet music to time text too. Need me to send you the Kaleido typesetting test for funsies? Key timing aboard. Hey, you know, like, you got to learn how to do the musical key timing. It's a lot easier. Especially if you can find somebody who's timed it already for you. You just gotta simplify it and words. Simplify it and then just convert it. Okay, I think those are all the holes. Gonna remove holes again. Remove holes once I've gotten that. And then we can go ahead and take this path, or the selection, turn it into a path with some smoothing. Actually, hold on. I need to grow this first. I'm going to grow this by 3 and then shrink by 2. Just to smooth out some of the edges, and then we can move it to selection of path so that we have the part smoothed out, crisp edges and all that. I'm also going to save this the selection to a channel. Yeah, so you can save selections to channel if you ever need to go back to them again. And in this case, I'm saving it to a channel because I'm going to turn this path into a selection. And then now we have this. I actually don't think that's entirely necessary because I'm going to export this. So export this as SVG. So export path. This is Kiseki Knots Paper 1.svg. And I'm going to go ahead and import that. There's this tool called SVG2as. We go to SVGs, Kiseki Knots Paper SVG, so it gives us this whole output. And then we have that. It's going to get the masks. It's going to get the signs. And now we just got to figure out where it went. That's right. This says it's invisible. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Also get rid of these. No boards, no shadow. I'll hop off. Good luck. We'll off to play some trails. We'll have fun. Thanks for dropping by. And then whenever you're doing, oh no, there actually is a gradient. I take that back. So whenever you're masking something like this, it's best to actually use a color picker instead of trying to guess what it is, because oftentimes something that looks white isn't actually white. Like for example, this here, that's not white. That's a little bit off white. And if you guess that it is white and use white, it's not going to look right. And in this case here, we've discovered there is a gradient after all. So we're going to have to replicate that gradient. Also, if you're masking, you don't need to do a gradient too. Yeah, you're not wrong. But it might also look a little bit off, but we'll see. So then the question is, what base color do we use? Okay, so we're gonna try from here. And then if this looks fine without the gradients, then it might be okay. Always give this a little bit of blur. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe just a 1. This is a little bit off. I might have to go in and fix that, because I need to make sure that they're actually not overlapping like this. I might have to go and fix that. Okay, I'm gonna go and fix that. Once again, why am I typesetting? Oh, actually didn't know you can... Oh, never mind. I guess that does that by default. So what are you up to? What are you working on right now?
Nothing. I'm messaging a friend, seeing if they're free to just do something. Not something that I'll have to like leave VC for. It'll just be something we could chat about in a server we're in.
Reasonable. Okay, I think that's fixed there. I'm gonna fix a little bit here. I think the rest of that should be okay. When the tip here isn't covered, I don't think anyone's gonna notice though. We're gonna cover that anyway. And now we can save this one to a undo. I'm gonna save this one to a channel and then change it to a mask or to a path. And we're gonna export this one. Alright. If any of you are wondering what, by the way, pb copy is actually a command on Mac, but I wrote an alias so that I can do this because it's very handy to do that. It copies the text from standard inputs to the clipboard. Yeah, I should do that. It's very handy. Same thing with pb paste, which puts the contents of the clipboard to standard out, which then you can pipe to places. Snowball, what OS do you use? I think I remember seeing Windows.
Yes, I use Windows.
How happy are you with Windows 11?
I don't know, I haven't had any problems with Windows 11 that people say exist.
Yeah, I can't say I've used Windows 11 at all, so I have no point of comparison here. But I've also been full-time Linux for about a decade now, or over a decade. It's almost been 11 years, actually. I've used Windows for work since then, but I've been on Arch pretty much ever since. This one's okay. Okay, so there is our mask. Alright, we go from here to that. I mean, the flat sheet, there's no gradients. It's probably fine. It's gonna look a little bit flatter than before, but eh. My take is that if you're customization inclined, the majority of the common annoyances kind of aren't there. Customization inclined, the majority of common annoyances aren't there. Why? Because you tweak them, you're basically tweaking them out? Is that what you're saying? Right, okay, so now we have to do this part here. where we copy over this bit. There are two ways I can do this. I can either do this in GIMP and continue doing the selection things, or I can do this in Inkscape, or I can just click. I think I will attempt GIMP first, and if it gets too annoying, we can go with Inkscape. A lot of the defaults are really bad, but I have everything fixed such that I completely forget until I have to use someone else's machine. This sounds familiar. I feel like we went over this last time. But yeah, that makes sense. That's going to be dealt with. The whole. So we need all of this here. That one's gonna be okay. This one is not. There's a lot of attention to detail required when doing this kind of stuff. I think that one gets covered too. Let me take this one. I think that one probably covers that one. We just gotta fill in this part here. Now, I'm pretty slow at this, but there are some people who can do this much faster.
It'd probably take me a day to get done what you could do in like 5 minutes. But that's also just because I've never used GIMP before, so I'd have to, like, you know...
There's a lot of things that have come with experience. So we can take this. I think a lot of using GIMP and Photoshop and a lot of these other complex tools is just understanding what the various different parts do, and then knowing how to put those together, which is easier said than done. But it is just a lot of that basically. Mostly not even talking about customization with external tools, just built-in settings to turn off annoying and or easier disrespecting stuff. Yeah, fair enough. And then just hope that you find all the proper all the settings that you need to turn off and all that. Okay, then we can take this and export this into a path. Shadow. Okay, now we're gonna have to do a little bit of color calculation here. So we have this, and then we also have this. And thankfully, I think we have 4 points, so we should be able to calculate something here. We need to find the proper color and opacity for this shadow here. Or actually, I mean, this looks like I might not have to care. I'm gonna not sample average here. Take this here. I think there was probably a color calculator somewhere. I don't remember where though. This is just slightly darker. Okay, now we fiddle around with stuff until we get color opacity calculator. Yeah, because there's math involved.
Just about the only math I can do is counting to 4.
For music or for Tetris?
I'm in marching band, so that's all I need. I just 4, you know, music.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe 8, maybe count to 8 if I have to, and then I can go up to 16 in dire emergencies, and then in world-ending situations, I might be able to hit 32. But usually it's just 4.
Yeah, I was in a pep band when I was in university. We did a little bit of marching, but it wasn't our main activity.
So my band at my high school, we do a little bit of everything. Currently, we're on marching / pep season because football. Us Americans love our football. So Friday I have my first pep band game, and then I get to march in my town's fair parade. Because our town likes the band being there. And the people in the stands more people come to the football games for the band than they do the football team. And then when it comes to basketball season, I'm pretty sure everyone's there for the band, because our basketball teams suck.
I can't tell if that's a good thing. I mean, I guess at least it means the band is good.
Yeah, that means and the thing is, like, there was one basketball game where we had a person from the other team come over to our band director, and he's like, "Man, you guys sound great. Our band sucks." And our band was at a parade, and we were the only band at the parade. We were one of the organizers of another parade that our band marches personally went to the organizers of this parade and recommended us.
Nice.
And this happened a couple years ago, but my band was personally invited by the directors of the I think it was the Autumn Peach Festival or something. It's in Canada.
That does at least sound familiar. I don't know where it is, but
yeah, it's the Peach Festival in Canada.
I mean, Canada's a big place, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's in Huntington Peach Festival. Okay, that's not terribly far away from where I'm at. But
there was the biggest thing stopping us is our school. It's like, oh no, that event takes place during the summer. We can't let, we're not gonna let that happen. Which, I guess understandable, but it kind of disappointing. Like, imagine being able to flex. We got to go to Canada. How about you, sports teams? And I think another concern was that I live in a Hispanic community, and there's a few students that wouldn't be able to come back to the U.S.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a concern.
But there was like very few kids, and I don't think they were gonna end up going anyways. And our band was invited before I think the invitation still stands. But when we received the invitation, it was before I was in high school. But would be a fun thing to do, but kind of disappointing we can't. But where I live, we have some fun events already, like Apple Blossom, which I believe is not just in where I live, but in a couple places. Yeah, Winchester, Virginia has their own sort of Apple Blossom Festival. Which the Apple Blossom Parade was actually where my school's bands got invited to go to the Peach Festival, which Apple Blossom is probably the most, like, competitive, prestigious parade we do, and our band regularly places in the top 5.
Awesome.
Usually top 3.
How many bands usually participate there?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, we're gonna do another parade in a place called, I don't remember what it was called. It left my mind, but there's, I believe, even more bands there than there are at the whole Apple Blossom Festival. And our band always gets placed in the wrong category, or I guess technically right category based off of how that parade places them, because most parades usually place school bands based off of what their school is. So my school is, I believe, 2A, maybe 3A. But the first year our band marched that, they placed the band in the wrong division, still got first place, so first place division, and I believe like top 5 overall. And then last time we marched the parade, I was there. I got to march because I was in my sophomore year, and we didn't place super well, and that was largely because the people in front of us intentionally sent one of their members back to slow us down, because they didn't want us playing over their music.
Does that count as obstruction?
And the thing is, once we realized what they were doing, the drum majors were given the go-ahead to just have the band run them down, because that's what a marching band. And so we don't do show marching, but in show marching, if there's judges on the field, and if a judge gets in your way, you just run them down. Like, don't intentionally run them down. But if they're in your way and you hit them, the judge isn't going to dock you points for it because they were in your way.
Yeah, their fault.
And I mean, it'd be their fault if the person's fault if they got run over by a marching band. They were in our way, and generally we have adults in the front just to, because people aren't supposed to throw candy, but they do anyways. So usually we have like an adult or two stationed in the front just to grab kids so they don't get run over.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused here. I grew the selection, so I should have a... I shouldn't be having a bigger gap than what I had earlier. So I didn't grow it. Oh, I shrank the selection. Okay, that's my fault then. Okay, I can grow that by 1. Yeah, the marching that we did was in a parade. It wasn't as far as city parades.
Yeah, so my school hasn't done any show marching since my freshman year, and at the time, I wasn't cleared by my doctor to do that kind of marching due to the kind of some of the twisting motions, because I have a minor disability. I mean, technically major disability, but I can walk. I can still walk and run. Just certain activities are not recommended.
Okay.
And I can march. I've been cleared for show marching, and I've always been cleared for parade marching. And actually, I get to. And when I have the pep band game Friday, we're gonna do marching, because our band has a routine before football games where we march around the track. And usually, or we try to have 2 songs ready, play some cool, intimidating song as we're marching around on the away, as we come to the stands where the away team is. And then, once that song's finished, as we're rounding the corner, we start the fight song for our home crowd. Actually, we had a kind of cool routine. My freshman year, we played a 7 Nation Army, which the arrangement we have starts off with the bass line and then just all horns come in and just blast as loud as possible.
Sounds fun.
So we started it kind of towards the start of the corner, and then as we were rounding the corner, right when all the horns were facing the away team audience, was when the rest of the band would drop in. Like, our band director had that very planned out on when we'd start playing specifically that song for our routine. And then this is something we sometimes do, but then once we're in front of the home stands, we stop, face the stands, play the national anthem, and then when they had us seated in the actual stands, we'd have to rush off the track, marching at 180 to get off the track. But I think they're gonna have us seated on the track now with portable bleachers.
Seated on the track.
Which is disappointing for many people, because when we're on the track, it's harder to hear the band from the stands, because the band's now instead of being in the stands, is facing away. And that's a thing, is again, many people come to the games just for the band, because I mean, understandable. I'm not a big sports fan. If I knew that a damn good band was playing at a sports game, I'd probably show up. just listen to the band.
Yeah, I wonder how it was for us, for my school. Because I think our teams, well, they were known for not being that good, but they were okay, I think.
So our football team's always been decent. Like, they'll make it to playoffs, and then they'll choke in playoffs. And it's a joke that people have started making about our football coach, because the dude's I think he's almost 70, but I mean, he's in great health. He's not in poor health or anything. He's in amazing health because he takes care of himself. He works out every day. But making a joke with some people that what finally kills him is we're gonna finally make it to
the championship, we're gonna be in the last game, like the final game. He's gonna be like 110 years old, and then we're gonna choke and he's gonna die of a heart attack. That's like a joke people have started making, because I don't think that guy's going. I'm pretty sure he said he's not going to retire until they win, like, the state championship again.
That's it's quite the quite the goal there.
And my freshman year, our girls basketball team made it to state and won 4th place, which is the first time any of our basketball teams had made it to state since like 2004. And now our boys basketball teams always sucked. Maybe it'll get better now that they have a new coach. Because the one coach they had for quite a while, it wasn't a good season for that coach if he wasn't ejected from at least like 3 games. Which I'm surprised he kept his job that long, getting ejected at least like 3 games this season. But then after they made it to state, because the thing is, a huge mistake all of our sports team coaches make is they always have the seniors playing, because the seniors are always, the star players and don't, put a lot of attention on the underclassmen to actually, train them. So then when all the seniors leave, then the coaches actually have to do their jobs, and then our teams suck.
That's how it goes.
And I hear that, our school's finally recognizing marching band as a sport.
Okay.
I've believed it's a sport for a long time, because it takes marching band takes a lot more of pretty much everything than most other sports do.
Especially if you're playing the sousaphone.
So, kind of fun fact, like, flute takes just as much air to play as a tuba does.
Yes. As somebody who has recently gotten the flute, I can attest to that.
Yeah, I've tried to play flute before. I can't. Because I can do tuba just fine. I just struggle with the flute, just because flute, you need to have your face perfectly, your air perfectly over the hole to get the sound you want. With my saxophone or my mellophone, saxophone you have to get the reed on right, but that's a lot easier than the perfect position for flute. And then, if I'm playing trumpet, trombone, mellophone, I just stick the mouthpiece on, blow into it, and your lips buzz themselves if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
That's one thing that kind of irks me, is a lot of people who try to teach brass instruments try to force the raspberry buzz sound, when if you just get the right position with your mouthpiece, your mouth, and just blow, your lips buzz for you. This is something that I live by and my band director lives by, but let the air do the work.
That's how it is with a lot of instruments. You're not supposed to put in too much work into working the instruments. They're designed so that you can not do that.
They're designed to do most of the work for you. After that, you just have to know your fingerings, basically. And with brass, it's a bit more complicated, and you need to know embouchure.
Yeah.
Embouchure. I don't remember what the phrase was, but partials. That's it. And all instruments you need a decent embouchure for, but brass can be by far one of the most complex ones for embouchures. Because you need to
get in the right position so you can play, and then also figure out how to change notes without having to, you know, drastically switch your embouchure around.
Yeah, I can't say I haven't played a brass instrument. The closest I've gotten was in elementary school. We made instruments out of well, I mean, supposedly household items, but it's not like you get PVC pipes just randomly lying around.
Speaking of that, I have a PVC pipe just on my floor.
I stand corrected then.
And, I did make, for a science class I'm not sure if my teacher still has the instrument or if he threw it away, but I made a membrane flute, clarinet, whatever you people want to call them. And, you know, it works similar to, like, a reeded instrument, only instead of, you know, the reed being, like, having your mouth on the reed and needing the reed to get wet, the reed's like a piece of plastic that attaches onto the end that, you know, vibrates and buzzes based off of material used. So, like, if you use a piece of a latex glove, it'll have a different sound than, like, a plastic bag.
Okay.
And I was the only one who technically, like, fully followed instructions for that project. Because the teacher wanted an instrument you could play multiple notes on, but most people just made a single tone drum.
I think I'm pretty
And the things, we had a sub during the time of this project, and the sub, I know she you know, got to hear me play it a lot, but I'm not sure if when the teacher came back, he never asked me to demonstrate. I don't think I ever got a grade on that project, because I don't think he ever got to hear it. But the sub marked me for, like, max possible, because I made an instrument that I actually played multiple songs on. I played part of my school's fight song. Like, and I mean, some people did have instruments you could play multiple notes on, but you couldn't play a full scale on them. And I mean, my instrument was not in tune at all. I made it literally. The thing is, people had 2-3 weeks to make an instrument, and, you know, people barely had anything ready the day of. We were supposed to turn it in, and I made mine that night. The night before we turned it in.
nice.
I mean, it was simple. We just took a piece of PVC pipe, a T, like a little T pipe, attached it to it, used like a rubber band to hold my membrane in place, drilled some holes in it.
Yes, for us, what's it? Oh, hold on. Before that, yeah, I mean, you can always make, you know, like, tuning is difficult, so I'll give that one. But yeah, I'm like making an instrument that, even if it is just a simple drum, having multiple notes is not too difficult, as long as you know how the technique for it. Because all you have to do is just adjust the tension, right? But yeah.
So what one of the people did for their drum is they made it out of aluminum cans, like, you know, food cans, and just had different size. Just cut the can up to be different sizes so that I'd produce a different pitch.
Yeah.
It's and the thing is, like, the teacher was, like, throwing away, like, half of the instruments because one person straight up just grabbed a cereal box and just tried to call it a drum.
I mean, you can.
Some people tried to make guitars, and one of them almost worked.
I'm starting to give up on this. I need to process this through something. Look at all those characters that are non-printable.
Look at all those chickens.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, like, you can make instruments out of pretty much anything. For us, when we were doing, so in elementary school, we were doing, yeah, the household items thing with the PVC pipes, or at least my instrument is PVC pipe. PVC pipe trombone, where you have the tubing made out of the pipes, and then I don't remember how we did the slide, but I assume it's just a larger pipe over a smaller pipe.
So, when one of my brothers was in high school, he had a similar project, and actually it was the exact same project, just a different teacher, and this teacher for whatever reason just didn't like him, so brother made a working guitar out of, you know, like a old container, and then the teacher like gave him an almost failing grade. So then, just out of spite, my brother made a working PVC trumpet.
Nice.
Just out of spite.
Try to hear in the fansubs. I freaking nobody uses the arch tool for perspective. It's the first time I've seen someone use it. I am not very well practiced in it, so I'm actually gonna give up on using that, and then I'm gonna go back to the old FAX method. But it is, for a lot of signs, especially signs like this where it's all on a single sheet with proper perspective, if you get it right, it's actually it's a lot handier. But I'm not practiced in it, so I'm gonna not do that.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab some food.
Alright, enjoy your food.
Have myself muted, chill, and
Just keep myself in here unless, you know, it ends by the time I get back.
I mean, I'll probably be here for a while. It's only been an hour and a half.
Anyways.
Alright, well, enjoy. What am I doing here? Okay, so I'm trying to get rid of all the unprintable characters, so I want to use TR for this. It's unprintable, and TR. Man, regex. Make this bigger so you can see. Man, 7 regex. I think I need prints. Complement. So I actually need DC prints. So anything that's not printable, we get rid of. Anything that's not printable or the new line. Actually, I don't need this one. That looks correct. Then we're getting rid of this one. We're gonna get rid of this one too. So it's this one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Paste it in here. Using the special paste and only the text. Okay, so now we have that. And then I can go ahead and do the old methods. So not this one. I should plug in my mouse. I'm using my track point keyboard, and unfortunately I can't middle click, and panning across the video here requires middle mouse click, and I can't do that with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my mouse here. See, I had thought of this before stream, and then I didn't plug in my mouse. I was actually going to consider plugging in my keyboard. or not keyboard, tablet. Just in case I would have to use Inkscape or anything like that, but mouse is probably more useful. Okay, so now with that I can use the middle mouse button. Like so. Alright, there we go. Gonna be much faster. So I'm gonna make a clip. That's gonna be... I hope I have this set up. Hello? I do have 2 points. What are you talking about? For this one, right? Can I do that again? Oh, right. Man, we gotta update these tools. They don't support they don't support decimals in the clips. You gotta do this. Or round them off. And then do this one, and also do this. And we do that, and then we have this. And it's going to be the same FRZ, FAX for all of them. So now we can see that this is aligned. Now we just got to do them for all of them. Now I think I can get away with using the same values for the rest of these. We'll find out if we can't. I will have to align them manually though. I'm gonna set these to A and 4 and hope that isn't going to cause any issues. They're currently A and 5, but it's gonna be easier to line them up. We have them A and 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and comment these ones. Ah, yeah, that's why we can't do it. Okay, we're just gonna have to do this manually for all of these. There's a... Okay, one of unanimated things, I think it's necroscopy? No, not necroscopy. Which one was it? It has a thing to round values. Was it recalculator? Round to 0. Okay. Now, which one? I think I can just add clip X, clip Y. I think I can multiply by 100% or add by 0. Okay, no, that'll work. So this can be that, and then we'll same FAX, I think, actually. So FAX determines the slants. So we have to add the FAX. I mean, it's not particularly noticeable here. Actually, no, it's because we already had it. It's because we already had it. Because without the FAX, then it looks like this. But with it, then it aligns to the paper. Then we just have to do that for all of them. So we make the clip. If I could figure out how to use the quad tool, you know, this would be easy. But actually, hold on. I can if I decide to. I decide to put in line breaks, which is not generally advised for typesetting. But in this case, I think it might be okay. I'm gonna give that a shot. Because if I can make this easier by just doing this once, then great. I'd rather do that. I'm going to join these. \n with \n like this. And then I can do that. So I'm going to comment this. We're going to attempt the quad tool again. And copy over this stuff. So this is why you can't do this with, you can't use the \n with the F or X, F or Z thing, because then this happens. You can probably manually adjust it with spaces, but that's a hack. Don't do that. So we're going to return that to neutral. And then we're going to try quad again. So you want the outer quads. Want the outer quads. Oh, there's the outer quad. I want to try to line this up to the corners as best as we can. Now, traditionally, prior to a few years ago, you would have to use the FRZ FAX method, because it used to be that we didn't have the proper resamplers to sample to other resolutions, and it would break on other resolutions because the focal point or the camera point was always in a fixed position, regardless of the resolution. But now we have proper resamplers, so that's not a concern anymore. This way, is this parallel? It's got to be at least somewhat parallel. I really don't know how to use this. How do you keep this? How do you keep this square looking? Yeah, I don't think I've witnessed any perspective tooling before. Yeah, I don't think anyone's really caught this on video. Oh, that's not true. There are some videos out there. I don't know if there's any on YouTube though. But yeah, this is what you can do with it. I just don't know how to use it properly in terms of you know, keeping the aspect ratio. How do you do that? I would like to keep the aspect ratio. Maybe I can put in a feature request. I need to make this bigger. Well, we're masking it anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. It's all the way out here. But yeah, it's very useful, especially if you have text like this, because then you can just put them all on one line and just have it all together. And especially if it moves, because you can just have this you can do a like a linear move and it'll stay within the actual plane. Oh, rotating a sphere control is so unserious. Yeah, okay, I think this is probably good. I don't know if I like this. You know, it's fine. It's all gonna be masked anyway. It's not gonna. You're not gonna see it. This is close enough. I'm gonna say this is close enough. On typesetting, the last thing I want to do is punter an orb. Okay, I'm going to lock this one in. And then I will demonstrate what the old method was and why nobody used it. So this here is the 3D rotation tool, and this is what you used to deal with last book, right? I'm gonna reset this. I feel lag coming on. Is this? It very well might be. Come on. Making over the tubes. Yeah. Okay, where did it even go? Why is it all the way over here? Right, because I haven't. I am going to get rid of pause because that is causing it to go off screen. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. So basically, I'm going to change this to AN5. AN5 is going to be a little bit easier to see. So, yeah, so you kind of just do this, and it's as if you were in 3D software, and you know, you can rotate it like that, but it's very unwieldy to use. It's very not precise. So before this, oh, are we okay? YouTube is saying that it's having trouble. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, anyway, I think you can see how that works and why it was not a very good tool for this year. I hope we're gonna be good soon. Delayed warning. Yeah. Okay, alright, sounds like we're fine now then. So 1, 2, 3. To forget the whole miracle. Then we do that. To never forget the whole miracle. And then dream. Oh, that brought us together. Actually, I think this is probably where that goes. Gather in pursuit of a dream. That's this one here. Coming of age anime. Endo. That's an interesting translation for that. Okay. Jump high. On the horizon, I'm going to say the break is there too. I like using a semi-transparent mask in cases like this. That's what this is. Yeah, so that shadow there is going to be a semi-transparent mask. That's why we did the whole Oh, you mean like for bringing things out first? Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense too. Oh, but yeah. So the advantage of having the plane is that you can move this pause anywhere, and it'll stay on the plane. With with the traditional FR ZFX method, you can't get that. Yeah, for legibility while you're working on it makes sense. Oh, that seems so off. But then, you know, it ended up that we did we even need to... no, we still needed to mask this part because we had text underneath. But it doesn't mean we have to clip... No, actually. We do need to clip the hand part out. But this actually goes on top. Does that make things... No, that doesn't make things any easier here. Okay, but this text here can just stay. Do I want to bother with this one? Do I want to put this on the plane too, or am I just gonna keep that as for ZFAX? I'm not gonna move that. It's probably fine. We're gonna move this so that it looks a little bit nicer. And then we're gonna have to clip this part out. This specifically here. But otherwise the text looks fine. It needs a bit of blur. I'm gonna add maybe 1 point of blur here. Maybe a little bit more. What was the original? It looks like a little bit more. I don't think it's as far as 2. No, it's too much. 1.5, 2, 3, 1.2, 1.2. The color I don't think is a perfect match, but also we're masking, so it doesn't matter. And now we do the whole mask for I guess we have to redo this mask too. Or we don't care? I don't know. That one doesn't look great. Because you can see this. If I don't know. I think if somebody showed this to me at QC time, I'd probably complain. QC, oh, that's gonna crash. QC is quality checking or quality control, whoever, it depends on who you ask. Basically, in the fan subbing pipeline, they're the ones that go through the episode to make sure that things are good to go for release. Should have. We're gonna have to redo this mask. This is bothering me. Okay, we're gonna redo that. But this is also why we saved a bunch of these things to channels. Because this doesn't make any sense. Did I shrink this or something? Because it goes over like this. This is correct. Did I change it to a path incorrectly? Is that what happened? Or did I save the wrong part? We're gonna select path to selection. That is also correct. Okay, I'm gonna try to re-export this. And then we'll see if that fixes anything. I don't think so, though, because I think that is what we copied over. It looks the same. I'm sorry, at the bottom I could have just selected that. Yeah, that's the same. So what changed? Is it the blur? Is it the blur? No. Actually, you know what? I think it's slightly out of place. Why is that? Volunteer check if you're a certain strawman. Can't say I've heard that one yet. Yeah, so we have 0, 0, 0 here. No pause. Oh. Yes, that would do it. You know, we kind of need a pause 0, 0 for it to be properly correct. But it doesn't. There's nothing on this layer, so it wouldn't conflict with anything. Because that should be there. That's very weird. Alright, well, we do a little bit of manual positioning and hope it fixes itself. It goes down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This doesn't make any sense. Because I fixed it for this. I fixed it for this corner, and then this is no good. Or am I looking at the wrong one? Because this is wrong. Oh no, that's not wrong. This may be a little bit wrong. No, this is definitely wrong, because it shouldn't cover the tip. Okay, something's wrong with the sizing here. What do we see if we convert it to a clip? That is a good idea. Let's go do that. I think this was one of Unanimated's non-GUI macros. Convert or just drawing. Yeah, that turned into a clip. That's off over here, but correct over here. Correct over here. So that tells me, and correct over here. So that means that then this is incorrect. But it hugs the. Hello. I mean, I don't know about you, but this looks like it's proper. We're gonna try again. We export the path to something else. I'm gonna call this 1.11. Is it the correct frame? Good question. Because I thought I did the first one, but you might be right. This might be a different frame. In which case, if it is the incorrect frame, then at least we already have one frame that's done. It's just not this first one. I was on the wrong frame in the video, so this is actually correct. Okay. No work lost there. Very good. Good catch. That actually should just go over here. And that gets there. That goes there. And then this will extend all the way until the end of this one. So that'll go here. And then we can copy this for wherever this matches again. And actually, to do that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to extend this all the way to the end. And then cut it at the points where... Cut it at the points where it matches. Okay, so we have that. I think it's every 3 frames that we end up cutting that. Oh, that should be good. Alright. So that's about a third of it. Third? I don't know how many frames this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's possible that this and that are the same. They look like they should be the same. So we're covering about it. We have about two more unique frames to go through. Okay, so now for the next one. Go ahead and copy image to clipboard, no subtitles. So I'm going to save this one in case we need this again. Not here. Where did I put this thing? What did I call this thing? Okay, so that is now saved. And then we just do that again for the other frames. And I overwrote my... Okay, there we go. Take that. And so just to double check here, this should be a different frame from what we had earlier. Yeah, so that's a different frame. Okay. Does the shadow move? Yes, it does. It would make sense. But we go through that whole exercise again. We take this. We're gonna have to clip through. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we will have to clip through that. But does her hand move? Does her sleeve move? Yes, it does. Alright, we'll take care of that first, I think, because we're already here. Can we actually just hold on? I think we can take a shortcut. we can take this first mask. Alright, we don't need this clip anymore because we're done with that. Actually, this is very useful. I can just take this clip and then I can apply it to here. And that should clip it to that extent there. Assuming we were on the right frame. And there we go. We got that clip. It's a little bit of a larger clip than necessary. But I also don't want to do any extra work, so this should be fine. So the clip tag, for anyone who's not aware here, it makes it so that, I mean, I guess you could call simplify on this. There's a lot of points here. But it makes it so that the area that is drawn that is only visible for this is only the part where, the part that's inside the shape. So in this case, we're saying that only the region that is part of the paper is going to be where the text is visible. Anything outside of that is not. So in this case, under the sleeve is not part of this this paper area, so it doesn't show through. And the trick here is that you want to make sure that you intersect the boundary here just a little bit, so you don't get an air gap. Makes it a little bit less obvious to look at. I demonstrate what the alternative is, but that would mean having to make a clip, so I'm not going to do that. But we kind of saw it earlier with the mask. So we're going to take this, we're going to take everything. Then we're going to draw, as before, we're going to draw the shadow in afterwards. And it's so much easier using a mouse for this because I just move like that. I'll fill in the blanks later, because we will need to do some manual adjustments here, as we did earlier. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. With the right one, so white here means it's part of the selection, and then black means it's not. Anywhere in between is a means it's only partially selected, which can be useful in some cases, not so useful for ours. Clean that up. And then, as we learned earlier, we need to put this in here so that it all gets part of the, all gets added as part of the as part of being in the inside of the selection. So we can use the remove holes tool properly here. I'm going to take that and draw over here too. Do this. I think that takes care of that. We just remove holes after this. To select, remove holes. I missed this part. Clean up the outer edges here. Clean this up. And then again, we do remove holes. And then we're going to do the grow by 3, shrink by 2. Just smooth out any of those bumps there. Yeah, fill this in again. And then we convert to path. Fill this in because that's going to show up later when we do convert to a path. When you convert to a path, there are options that you can do to smooth things out a little bit more. I'm a little bit I'm a little bit too lazy to try to tweak with it because I don't remember what the settings do. But maybe I should figure that out. But anyway, this should probably be fine. Oh, we need these ones. Just give it a good line there, good line here. And then we can remove holes again and it should be fine. Okay. But this looks correct. You can't see it, but down there it looks correct. And then we can save this again to a channel. And then convert it to a path. The outline looks good. So we can save that then to... I can export. Keep it to .svg, and then we're going to need the shadow again. We're going to have a look to see, make sure the paper does look good. This is now 2. We copy that over. Change this to mask. One, two, three. And then copy the stuff from here, because it's all going to be the same things. It's looking a little bit restricted. Might not be as noticeable when the shadow is there, so we're going to do the shadow next. I wrote an entire program from scratch for the specific purpose of making vector clips, and this is probably still better in many situations. Yeah, there's another technique actually. I'm going to pull out Inkscape here. And then we're going to go ahead and copy image to clipboard. We go to document properties, not resources. View box. Actually, this is going to be 1920 1080. Not millimeters, pixels. Display units pixels. Scale 1. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and paste that in. 0, 0. So for example, one thing you can do is if you go here to the half create tool, turn this one on, the B-spline path, turn off snapping. If all you're doing is tracing, then this is way more convenient than trying to make splines from scratch. You just follow the perimeter and click until, or click when it starts deviating a little bit. And this is useful for when like GIMP selections don't work as well. In this case, GIMP selections work fine enough, and it's going to be a little bit easier to do that, but there are cases where, say, for example, you have a semi-transparent area, and then you can't really select things. And for those cases, this is very convenient. I'm not going to keep going, but that's the idea. You just click around the perimeter until you get it. And then in general, I guess you can make a whole ton of shapes and stuff from Inkscape as well. Okay, so now, for example, so that's what I was saying earlier, whether I was going to do the shadow in Inkscape or in GIMP, because if there was more text, Inkscape would have been possibly more convenient because I could just click through the text. But in this case, it's not that bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'll just clean up the edges later. Oh, by the way, if you're trying this at home, you have to make sure that the add to current selection is set here. Normally it's at replace, but you got to make sure it's on add. And then this is the fuzzy select tool. Now I wonder how hard it would be to make a pair of connected plugins for e.g. Inkscape plus GIMP that would live update a shape on the e.g. side. Ooh. I think the problem with that is that e.g. plugins don't have capabilities to live update anything. You can make it so that I guess on a user action it updates. So maybe that'll work. That's not what it wants. I want this. Simulate a user action. Well, what was it? Oh, what's it called? There was a macro system that was built. aegisub chain, that's what it was. Where you can basically macro a bunch of scripts together. It wouldn't be able to simulate a user action. You'd still have to have a user action to trigger it, but that is a thing. Clean that up. And then I think this is also part of the shadow. Just this part. And the rest of this should be good. Make sure that is not part of the shadow. And then we can go ahead and remove poles. The other editors' plugins are hopefully less restrictive in when they can run, and they can talk to some daemon that sends input to the EG. I can't speak for Inkscape. For GIMP, I think you do still need a user action to trigger it. I would assume Inkscape is probably similar in that respect, but at least with GIMP, you one of its languages is Python. So you can, in theory, do whatever you can with Python as a GIMP plugin. Which I assume also includes spawning processes. There is also a C interface if you wanted that. But you have Python, you may as well use Python. Unless you needed the C interface for something. Or, I mean, I guess if you have C bindings, you can probably write it in Rust. Since that is one of your things.
I exist.
Hello, welcome back. How was food? What'd you have?
It's this eggplant thing, and I like eggplants, but there's a lot of seeds, and those seeds are very bitter.
Oh, yeah. The seeds aren't. Have I had eggplants with? Have I noticed the seeds in eggplants? I'm not sure I have.
Usually the eggplant I have doesn't have seeds in it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we just more or less finished one another frame here. That's correct. Did I even do that right? No. Shadow. Bless you. Okay. This needs to be set up properly, so this is 3. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, right, because it's... should be under masks. There we go. Copy this. And copy this. Oh, that doesn't look right. And that is because... aren't these the same... same times? Why is this not showing up? Ah, yes, that's why. So I didn't add this to that. Okay, so I mentioned the air gap earlier, and this is the case of an air gap here. Which means I'm gonna have to redo this. Man, yeah, it's the real-time preview would be nice. We're gonna go ahead and grow that selection, which I realized I didn't actually do this time around. Grow by 3, shrink by 2. And then we export that to path. No, that's a little bit better. I think I'm okay with that. And then we just copy this over and shift things until they line up again. This is a nice thing about having repetitive stuff, is that when they're repetitive, you can just copy and paste. This is wrong. Okay, good. It actually is the same frame then. A little bit rough, but I'm gonna say it's good enough. And then I think this is one more. Yeah, okay. So we're almost done. Almost done. And now I realize that we need to clip out the, Oh, actually... Wait a minute. This might be close enough that we don't need to do that. I don't think we're going to notice, because the sleeve does move. But this is also dark enough that this overlap here might not matter. Especially if you're watching at, actually I'm gonna have to double check that. So one of the things about typesetting is that it's one thing for it to look off when it's paused and you're looking at a single frame, but what really matters is when it's in motion. If you don't notice it in motion, it might be good enough to leave it as is. The principle of good enough. Oh, that's gonna crash. And I didn't save that. Hopefully the autosave picked it up. If you're ever working in aegisub, be prepared for it to crash a bunch. I don't expect you to ever be working in aegisub though. Not unless you pick up subtitling. We're going to take that entire block there and hope it contains what we need. I think I missed one. sort by time. So yeah, as I was saying, Kamakomono, welcome in. Konnichiwa, translator's notes. Konnichiwa means hello. Indeed it does. Okay, so now we just have one more frame to do, and then we are more or less good for this sign, I think. So once again, copy the thing, import into GIMP. Now save this. Yeah, going the extra mile. Yeah, this is that's how you do it. Because if you don't do this, right, where are you going to put the text, right? I mean, I guess you could put it somewhere in between here or something, but it's a little bit difficult to do that. And I'm very glad that she's not trying to write anything, because that means we don't have to have anything underneath her pen tip. I'm gonna call it a pen. To make me feel today, to make it go away. But yeah, I mean, considering we did the where is it? Considering we did the no entry sign that you can barely read anyway, you should kind of expect this from what we're doing here. Because originally that was that. Not much of a change, but so canceling Crunchyroll. You know, actually, I will say Crunchyroll. They don't want you to know this, but they do. Their roots are in fansubbing, and so they do use the tools that the fansubbers use, which is why they also have the fanciest subs out of the official sources. Words chosen very carefully there, yes. What am I missing? Right, I was doing this. How do you know that? That's a good question. Where did I hear about this? I mean, you can plainly tell though. Like, if you compare the different sources, you can tell that Crunchyroll's is the fanciest out of all of them, and that is because they basically embed the, because from what I've heard, they do use aegisub in their pipeline too, and they do embed the subtitle renderer in the browser, so you can render the subs there. Right. Okay. So we were doing this. We're gonna go ahead and select that again. Choosing to believe you worked with them and have an NDA. If you'd like to think that. I'll neither confirm nor deny anything here. Yeah, this stuff is pretty easy to discover. I've never actually, well, like I said, I don't know where I heard this from. Or rather, it's stuff I've heard from hearsay. I never actually bothered to look into the technical aspects. Easy, welcome in. Question, sure. How public is the telephone game? Well, I haven't announced anything yet. But that's not something... If you're asking if it's public, then... it's not something you ask in public, right? But if you've leaked anything to your chat, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Something... you will find out in about half a week when I announce things for the rest of you. Didn't leak anything? Alright. Well, I mean, except for now, I guess. Soon TM, yes. There's already been 2 mentions of this this event here. So you're not the first.
I didn't
Hello.
Tell him shit. I didn't tell him shit. Hello.
Welcome in.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to for chat here.
Hello, my name is EasyOSD. I do orchestral composition, and I mainly do it in a neoclassical style.
And shoutouts have been given.
Thank you.
Yeah, neoclassical. I mean, that's kind of what I do sometimes too.
Yeah. And apparently, according to Penbu, I have the fastest note input that he has ever seen in his entire life.
That is true. Easy sounds slow. I'm gonna turn him up then.
I probably have the slowest note input.
But the trick is I use a full-size Yamaha electric piano.
Well, I mean,
use a full-size Yamaha electric piano, and I also have perfect pitch, so it helps.
no, there's another trick that you use too, because I also have a full size. It's not a Yamaha, it's a chord, but you know, same thing.
Oh, it's the rhythm trick, right?
Yeah, it's the rhythm trick that makes it quick.
Yeah. So the rhythm trick is, I don't alter rhythms. If I wanted to type like an 8th note, I do 2/16, and if I want to do like a quarter, I do 8/16. So that allows me to rapidly input notes without fucking up anything, right? So if I want to do like a dotted quarter, it's 6/16 notes, just in a row. That's what I do. And then you tie everything together and you click combine like notes and bop, it just pops up.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't think MuseScore has that. That would be nice to have.
Try Sibelius.
No, don't publish that. That is not my work.
Actually,
Sibelius.
maybe it does. I can't say I've looked too much into the
I think it's
plugins yet.
standard. I think it's standard.
I think I might have accidentally just published something on MuseScore that does not belong to me.
GG, take it down.
Can I
So
wait?
I want to fix that.
Can I publish like SIB files on MuseScore? Is that not a thing?
Synth files?
SIB files.
Oh,
really
SIB
files.
file. No, I don't think that's gonna work. You can try, but I don't think that's gonna work.
Interesting.
Yeah, I expect it only to take MSCZs or MSCX.
Probably. I need to like clean out my drive. Let's see. How many do I have? My fucking backup scores folder is huge.
Is that an autosave folder?
Yeah, that's not a safe folder, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like different versions of all the stuff that I've edited and stuff I've done. Also got like 50 pieces that I've abandoned in there as well, so that's fun.
Oh yeah, I've got that too. I wouldn't say abandoned, just infinitely on hold.
It's because sometimes you get artist block and then he's like, I don't want to work at this anymore, and then boom, 2 years pass. So what the fuck is this file?
Yeah, I have some unfinished stuff going all the way back to I think 2013.
Wait, just question. How long have you been composing?
Since about 2013, 2012. Actually, no, sorry, 2012 was I think was the first composition.
Damn, I was 8.
So 2013, 2012, I would have been. That is a good. Fuck. I'm trying to think of how old I would have been then.
Yeah, I was in high school at the time.
Wait, so you're like 8 years older than me?
Probably.
Probably. God, I think I started composing in like 2017.
So I would have been. So 2011, 2012, 2013, I would have been like 5, 6, 4 in that area.
Can it be any more specific? Wait, so you were born in like
Yeah,
2007, 2008?
I was born at the very end of 2007.
I still can't believe fucking 2007 babies are becoming adults this year. I can't believe that.
Yeah, every time I think about people who are like 20s and all that, and then I work back to when they were born. I can't say it makes me feel old, but I am a little bit surprised. Like I lose track of the years.
I feel like I'm an unk now.
Look, one of my friends keeps telling me she's gonna put me in a retirement home. Thing is, she's only a grade below me, so she gets to join me next year.
Well, that's how it is. You know, you make fun of someone until they're there, and then you make fun of them for something else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the thing is, actually, we have another friend, and he loves specifically calls me a nerd. But this person, she also has glasses, so, sometimes she gets caught in crossfire. Between me and my friend calling each other nerds.
It's because you are one.
And... yes. I am indeed a nerd.
Yeah, and I feel like at this stage we just kind of own that. I mean, I've
feel
definitely
like
owned that.
I'm getting my degree soon, dude. I'm fucking old. I'm speedrunning unemployment.
Yeah, I can flex my employment until people, and then people ask what I do, and I'm like, oh, I just work for my church.
I mean, do you make money?
And then the thing is, I can't. Yes, I do make money, and then
There you go.
During the winter, I'm unemployed because it's yard work, and you can't really mow the lawn in the winter.
You're also a child.
I mean, I'm old enough to work where I live.
It's not a very fair measurement. I was an underage worker when I was 13, so like, old enough to work is kind of.
I'm a senior in high school. I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to work.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, I didn't start working until just last year for this job, and it depends on the job, but you can get a job in the US at 15 at the youngest, depending on the job.
Yep.
Most jobs prefer you to be 16 or older, unless it's, a dangerous job, and then they require you to be either 18 or 21.
Mhm.
God, that's loud. I just love how incredibly loud Muse score is sometimes.
Yeah, it's both loud and not loud enough depending on the sound.
Or the instrument, like, I found that with the Muse sounds, with especially brass instruments like trombone, trumpet, anything quieter than forte is, you just cannot hear it at all.
Then
But
don't use forte.
anything above,
Use like a
I'm
mezzo
saying
forte.
anything. No, what I'm saying is anything quieter than forte, you can't hear at all, and then anything above forte just blasts your eardrums out.
That's so dog shit.
Well, it's gotten a little bit better.
It's
I-
gotten a little bit better, but
yeah,
it's mainly with the Muse sounds, with their special realistic sound effects.
yeah, I find mezzo forte is fine for the most part.
I think mezzo forte is like standard.
Yeah, I mean it should be, right?
Depends on what you're writing. Like, I tend to write a lot of pep band stuff, so I tend to have louder dynamics.
Yeah, so I was in a pep band, and
Right.
sorry, go ahead.
So, and then like I do write plenty of concert things like that do require quieter dynamics, but generally once the brass come in, the dynamic has picked up and is loud.
It also depends if you want to use a mute or not.
Yeah.
Which I think Muse sounds probably. I think it does have mute sounds. It should.
It should. It sounds like you want to use like a wah-wah mute or a fucking plunger mute, right?
It might have sounds for that even.
I mean, I'm not writing anything that I plan on using a mute for.
Write jazz.
I don't plan on writing any jazz right now. Like, if I do write jazz, I might throw a mute in there, but you don't need a mute for jazz.
Sure makes it sound better though.
And it also depends on the piece. Like, if you were gonna do like a loud Glenn Miller I think that's what I'm saying that right.
A trombone.
Trumpet kind of thing, then you probably wouldn't want a mute. But if you're doing like the kind of trumpet backgrounds in a Moonlight Serenade, then you would want a mute.
I mean, like you said, who Gurdy was.
Alright, Carl, good night. Thanks for dropping by.
Like stuff like that, you could definitely like put it more big band and more groovy, right?
So you just have your piano hooked up and ready to go.
Well, all times.
Well, feeding through Discord even though.
Yeah, I just have it set up.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess yeah. If you have your, do you have a mixer or something? Is that what you do?
Nope. It's actually just raw mic.
Ah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Did it sound good though?
Yeah, I could hear it, and it did sound pretty decent.
Nice. No, that's all that matters.
Because I'm surprised. I mean, maybe you don't have noise filtering on or anything, but yeah.
It's just feeding raw audio because that's a thing you can do.
Mr. R, welcome in. Sorry, I missed you there. What did you miss? We did most of this sign here. If I can find. Yeah, so you saw the original here. Alright, that's the original. And then we have this just moving, and we're trying to fill in the gaps there.
Wait, do you speak Japanese?
Do I speak Japanese? I took, I think it was two or three classes in university. So I can understand some of it, but I don't think I'm conversational. This here happens to be the lyrics for a particular song, so I just got the translation from the official source. Turns out there's no Photoshop in Linux. That is correct. That's why I'm using GIMP. Although even if Photoshop were available for Linux, I wouldn't use it either.
Would you use Linux?
Yes. I am the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux.
Why do you use Linux? Just curiosity.
It's why did I start using Linux? I mean, the reason I still keep going is because I prefer using free and open source software. That's
Gotcha.
an ideal of mine. Obviously, there are some things that I can't use FOSS for, but yeah, and also because, you know, despite what my overlay might suggest, because it is very Windows inspired, I don't know. I like the control that Linux gives me. I'm the type of person to want to have my system a very certain way, and Linux just gives me that. I'm using Arch, by the way, which is very customizable.
Say nighty night, kiss me.
I don't think I exported this yet. Exports. I didn't even convert it to a path yet. And now we can export.
Dream a little dream of me. I love that song. I love that song.
I don't think I recognize it. What is it?
It's called Dream a Little Dream of Me.
Huh. By who?
I don't fucking know. I think it's a jazz standard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't say I'm too familiar with the jazz repertoire.
I've done a little bit of jazz band.
It's so nice.
When my school had a jazz band. And now we don't have a jazz band anymore, so what we do when we do our special jazz night performance fundraiser thing is we just have our band director just kind of gives out some jazz-esque pieces to the entire band. Because we used to have a separate jazz band. Then we couldn't do that last year due to other conflicts, and now this year they're just not doing a 0 hour, which is where jazz band was. Careful with this because I don't want to
I feel like I'm confusing myself here. Where are my layers? Something's wrong here, and I'm not sure what.
But we still did our... So, actually, I've kind of been all over the place for jazz. Freshman year, I did a saxophone, alto sax. That's my main instrument. And then sophomore year, I played trombone. And then last year, didn't have to worry about not having any instruments, missing instruments, because it was just the full band playing it. So I went covered guitar.
Nice.
And that's probably what I'll do again this year, is do the guitar and maybe not accidentally steal someone's solo.
accidentally steal someone's solo?
Yes.
Sounds like
mean,
a story.
to be fair, I did have a solo in that song, but I jumped the gun on my solo. So I ended up having 2 solos then.
Ah.
I mean, to be fair, like, that song had more of like a rock feel to it, so I had some distortion cranked on my guitar,
Ooh, nice.
and I just got lost. And then accidentally stole the French horn player's solo. But I guess that's just the most guitar player thing I could do at that moment. Unnecessary soloing. Or I guess not even unnecessary, just unwanted solo.
There we go. That looks it's largely proper.
In a fairy tale.
So for anyone who's trying to figure what I'm doing here, I'm looking for this yellow highlight here, which tells me which frames are... Actually, I don't have to do this. Wait a minute, I don't have to do this. I can sort by time afterwards. Yeah. By the way, for those of you in the OpenBC, normally I would mute if I'm addressing chat, but also none of you are streaming, so it's fine.
Yep.
Actually, on that note, for anyone who is looking to stream, if you're in chat, that is a point of etiquette to, if you're in a collab where other people are streaming, you should mute yourself if you're addressing your own chat, unless it's a shared chat, in which case it's okay.
Fair enough. It's okay, I always do share chat.
Yeah, well, at least Twitch has that now.
Yeah.
YouTube, not yet.
Twitch is kind of just better, I think.
Twitch has its pros and cons, same with YouTube.
Yeah, that's my position there.
It's probably not because I'm salty about YouTube, because the first strike on my channel does not go away after 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's like permanent on your record.
Ah.
Like, it doesn't affect you, but it's just like a, yep, you fucked up, bear this stain. It's like, damn.
Well, good to know.
Look, one of the first times I ever streamed, I had to be extra careful, because one of my friends convinced me into streaming on Facebook with him.
Why?
We were just kind of mindlessly screwing around, but it's like, keep in mind, there's a good chance one of my parents might see this, so we should not be up to our normal antics.
My chemistry teacher watches my streams.
Fancy.
My elementary school gym teacher from, I believe, 4th to 5th grade, streams on Facebook. He streams
Interesting.
he streams Call of Duty, and because he is genuinely a fun person.
It's going down.
Hey, that is the sign done.
Nice. Oh. Good job, bruh.
Thanks. I'm gonna have a look at
No
this.
game, no life.
Sorry, what was that? No game, no life?
Is that no game, no life because of the little pixie thing?
No, this is No, I'm not doing any. This is Seishun Archive, or sorry, Seishun. I forgot what this is called. No, it is Seishun Archive. Yeah, it's the hololive thing.
Interesting.
I can't be fan subbing like copyrighted anime on stream. That would get me in trouble.
Dude, my philosophy on stream is like literally SD whatever the fuck I want. I don't care if I get pinned.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your philosophy, that makes sense. I
That is
prefer
my
to I prefer to stay in the clear where possible.
That's true.
Oh, I missed a frame.
But that's the blade.
No, this doesn't make sense. Hold up. It's not right. Mr. Aaron, seeing this, I realize that is the method that comes closest to my needs, so they cannot bother if it takes a week for frame. Yeah. Yeah. Typesetting takes a long time.
Are you also streaming on YouTube?
I am, yeah.
Nice.
I dual stream most of the time these days. YouTube is still my main platform, but and for the rest of this series, the first 2 episodes of the series, I streamed this only to YouTube, and it would have been the same this time around if I weren't too lazy to switch OBS scenes collections. I will be for this Friday, where I'm going to be recording a cover of Only Time by Enya. I do not want to go for 8+ hours having to manage 2 chats. We're just gonna have one.
Wait, what song is it?
Only Time by Enya. Let me send it here.
Oh, I was like, only you can make me feel this. You know that song, right?
I think I've heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's this one. I'm gonna send it over in the VC chat too. It was used for people used it a lot during 9/11 attacks, but then I think several years later, like 10, no,
Oh, this one. Oh,
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Like 15 years later or something, Volvo used it for a commercial where this guy was doing splits while 2 trucks were going backwards. Let me send that one.
I think I saw this in like fucking some YouTube poops when I was a child.
Quite an impressive
Oh my
stunt.
God, this is a very good video.
I will send that over in the other chats as well. What I'm saying, young girl while crying in one take.
Yep.
I will have to give that a watch afterwards. I'm not going to show that on stream.
Ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba.
Okay, what is wrong with this? Why can I not get the stop dates?
Wait, what is your guys' main instrument?
Alto sax.
Alto sax? Nice.
Nowadays for me it's the automaton. But in high school I was a mallet percussionist.
Gotcha.
And then university I did the drums. Like I was in a pep band, so it was the big bass drum or the snares.
I was one of those things.
Yeah. But these days I also kind of collect instruments. So most recently I got a flute, so I'm learning that. I also have a violin, not very good. But it will show up on Friday, so hopefully I'm going to be able to play that a little bit. And a ton of other small instruments too. I have a list somewhere.
I have a mellophone from 1919.
Mellophone.
How much was it?
Yes, it's... I don't know, I'd have to ask the person who lent it to me. And who knows, maybe it was given to him by someone. But, yeah, and it's not shaped like what most people know as mellophones. In fact, most people mistake it as a French horn. But there's some very key differences between the mellophone I have and a French horn, which is
Gotcha.
it has piston valves and is also held the opposite direction.
Interesting.
Yeah, but before mellophones became trumpet-shaped, they were French horn shaped, and even then, mellophones still have zero standardization. Every single mellophone I've ever seen is different. Like, if you want all of your mellophones to be the same, then you buy all of your mellophones from the same company.
Isn't a mellophone literally just a French horn shaped like a trumpet?
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically a marching French horn, which uses the exact same fingerings as a trumpet.
That is not what that is. Mellophone with 2 L's. Yeah, this thing here.
It's like a tenor trumpet.
Not exactly. Again, it's more of like a, typically, most mellophones you'd find at high school are in the key of F and oftentimes French horn players are given mellophones to march with.
True.
But yeah, that's another type of mellophone. But which has kind of a similar shape, but that one would be held like a trumpet. And then there is like actual marching French horns, but generally your marching French horn would just be a mellophone. Same key, same general sound. Mellophones tend to have a bit of a brighter sound, but main difference between mellophones and French horns is mellophones use the same fingerings as trumpets. And I do play the mellophone.
Yeah, I don't think my school was rich enough to have mellophones.
My school had a valve trombone, which
Valve
is really
trombone.
sick.
My school has a valve trombone. I'm not sure if it's in any good condition anymore because I'm not even sure. I think the band director might have it. Honestly, he might have taken it home or something just because people who shouldn't be messed with it. And
One of my old former friends had one of those too, and he took it.
Hold on, that's a cavalry trombone. It's by Adolf. Of course, there's Adolf sax.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised.
Oh, wait, go back to the saxophone. Look at Normaphone. There is nothing normal about. I've seen one of those though. Some people call those jazzophones, I believe.
I can't say I've
Or
ever seen this one.
similar to that jazzophone. there's something similar to that called a jazzophone or something, and it's again saxophone. It's just a saxophone-shaped trumpet or trombone, depending on like size.
What I kind of ask? What is the most exotic kind of instrument you guys have played personally?
The most exotic instrument I've played. I have a didgeridoo.
Nice.
Define exotic.
Like rare. Because I would say my rarest one was a pipe organ.
Oh.
It was those like really big church pipe organs.
One. Yeah, I have this weird kind of spiraled travel didgeridoo.
Nice.
Now, let me have a look at my list of instruments and see what I have here.
I haven't played it in a while, so
See if I can get a decent sound out of it without sounding too loud or too awful.
Organ is also like the most fun instrument I've ever played.
Organ is also hard.
It is. It fucking is.
I think the automaton and the 5-gallon bucket are probably the. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. The deer call. Nobody calls that an instrument, but let me send you something here. It might hurt your what do you call it? Your perfect pitch ears, but.
Oh boy.
Let me send you this.
I'm not even sure if my microphone's picking up the didgeridoo.
No, it is not. 539, enjoy your lunch. It's a little bit late for lunch, but you know, I guess it would be lunch. You call it lunch? As
I'm trying to use the didgeridoo to like kind of help myself like kind of learn circular breathing.
oh, yeah, that would be very helpful.
7 Nation Deer Call.
Whoa, hold up! I am on YouTube, so you can't do that too
play
much.
That, damn. Damn, I can't play that. Oh, I hear it.
The cowbell.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I mean, it's improv, right? Yeah, okay, so back to this. This isn't perfect, but I think it's going to be good enough. So for Snowball, you can turn off the voice processing on Discord, so you can right-click your mute button and go to input profiling and go to studio.
I just turned off noise suppression, so I should be able to.
It's not just noise suppression, there's a few other things too.
There's a lot. There's also noise isolation, echo cancellation.
Yeah, so if you do what I said, go to the input, fix your input profile to studio, it should just turn all that off. Yeah.
And then I can.
Nice.
Yeah, because. Yeah, didgeridoo is probably the most exotic I have. Let's see if I can figure out how to get that in States now. This way.
Yeah, Discord has too many different voice processing settings in different places. Yeah, I mean, at least they've collected it into profiles now. So you have the one preset voice isolation profile, and then the studio profile, and then the custom one. Unfortunately, you can't make more than one custom, but it's better than it used to be. By the way, Snowball, if you're not playing anything, then you should go back to the other setting because it's hard to hear.
I'm not close to the microphone anyways.
What is that?
You heard the sound of metal straps to my telephone keeps hitting
Ah.
my telephone. Should probably. But the mouthpiece. So, as a brass player, something I noticed is that most other instruments like trumpets, trombones, have some kind of marking on their mouthpiece, like a 7C, 5C, 3C, Vincent Bach 1 or whatever. But mellophone mouthpieces, they just say mellophone on them. They just either mellophone or just a name. Surprised my valves are still. I probably need to remember the fingerings in that octave. Actually, no, I forget like 7-ish number or something. This is a joke I make with a lot of my friends where I say I'm gonna play the school's fight song, my school's fight song, and then I just start playing the mellophone part, which is boring. This goes. And that's it for the entire first half.
Yeah, I will admit to writing parts like that sometimes. They are sometimes necessary, though. Okay, I think I'm probably satisfied with this one sign because it is already, we're at 3.5 hours. Do you two have anything you want to say? Any announcements?
Something big is coming up in, I don't know, a week or two, I guess.
About a week and a half.
Week and a half.
Something that I may or may not be involved in.
Watch something that I also may or may not be involved in. Watch Penbu Twitter, I guess, for details.
Twitter, Discord, Blue Sky, all that stuff. They will be posted there.
Do I even follow you on Twitter? I should.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I just chucked you a follow.
Let me make sure that I'm following you too if I'm not already.
Yeah.
I have a Twitter, but I don't tend to use it just because
Good.
everywhere I go it's just politics.
My Twitter also doesn't allow minors, so.
Yeah, I post on Twitter. I don't read Twitter all that often unless I have to go to specific posts.
Twitter is a shithole. Do not.
It is. Like, I'll drop you a follow on a Blue Sky though. Because I mean, Blue Sky is basically just Twitter, but in the other direction. But it's a lot easier. I found it's a lot easier to hide some of the politics on Blue Sky.
Yeah. By the way, if you all drop your links, I can send them in chat too. This one is easy.
Also, a big thing. Minors do not interact. Do not follow me if you're a child.
Great. So I should not be interacting right now.
You should not be interacting with my Twitter. No.
I don't use Twitter, and I don't tend to use Twitter in the first place. Like I'm following my sister, and that's it.
I try to hear. I was never good at those instruments. They left my lips with a strange feeling. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I don't know. Is that something you just get used to? Or is that a sign that you're playing it wrong?
For what?
Brass instruments.
So what we're saying about brass instruments, I just kind of...
Sorry, the comment here was, I was never good at those instruments. They left my lips with a strange feeling.
So, yes, when you first start off, like, after playing for a while, your lips will have that feeling of, like, kind of... they kind of feel fuzzy sometimes, and a great thing to do when you've been practicing brass for a long time and you know your lips are worn out is to kind of lip flutters like that, because it helps get blood back into your lips. I would play a song if I could think of a song that would potentially get me copyright, could potentially get you copyrighted.
Well, I do wonder if anything has been claimed already, but yeah, generally any song that isn't original is probably going to get picked up, unless you don't play well enough, in which case maybe not.
Like, I have a couple videos that have been claimed but not striked, because I do have a bit first-person perspective, sort of me marching in a parade, and I got a copyright claim but never a copyright strike. And I've done music before, and all I've gotten is claims, and none of the claims have said, take your video down.
Yeah, but even if it says... Yeah.
And I mean, I don't have enough subscribers to monetize, so not like I care about losing money on these videos, because I can't make money in the first place.
Yeah, most of the time you will generally get claims instead of strikes. I haven't gotten a strike yet. I hope to keep it that way.
Alright, I forgot that we had someone in the frickin' mascot suit marching with the drum. Because she was one of the members of the drum line. I bet that sucks, because the marching uniforms are already hot enough, but I've been...
Do you have to wear the
mascot suit.
fucking goofy ass hats?
Yeah, we have to wear the shakos, yeah, the hats.
Yeah, that's the
Ours
shit.
aren't
Oh,
super goofy, and we for some reason, it's always like either kind of bad weather, so we don't wear the feathers. And
No,
the
dude,
hats,
our
we just wear the-
shikhaus were fucking awful because it was made out of like cheap fucking cardboard and like synthetic leather, so it just trapped heat in.
Our shakos aren't too bad, but biggest thing is that I have long hair, and you know most girls have long hair, so we have to have. I mean, at the time I didn't have long hair; I had short hair, but now I have to like tie my hair up so that it can be inside the shako.
And then our percussion doesn't wear shakos just because it makes it easier to get their harness off and on. And also our percussion used our drum line long before I ever joined the high school used to wear their harnesses under the jackets, but they had issues with people on the larger size, as well as it was just if someone like passed out or something, it was just easier to get the drum off them.
Gotcha.
And then you know it really sucked with our new uniforms, because our new uniforms, the zipper instead of being on the front is on the back.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go push that up after stream. So I don't want to go grab my password right now. But yeah, for any of you who hasn't seen this before, because as subtitles are text, you can put them in source control, and so it's a very common thing to put it in a Git repo. But yeah, I think that's probably it then. If none of you have anything to say other than the thing that might be happening in a week and a half. Actually, I should drop the links again in that case. If I can find the tabs again. Snowball showed up first, so I will shout him out first. That is Snowball.
I'm not gonna use them. I'll go slap my blue sky in there,
I'm probably not gonna use Twitter much.
This is easy.
And I did drop you a follow on Blue Sky, so Penbu.
Let me go forward this to chat as well. Snowballs, Blue Sky. I mean, I see you have nothing here, but I'm sure that that'll change in the near future.
And I'm gonna go block the scam accounts that keep following me.
I don't even bother with blocking them. I just recognize... No, actually, no. There is this one account that looks to be a marketing account for some thing. I've just muted them because I don't want to keep seeing their likes and stuff on my post, because it's not like they're there for me. They're there to get my attention.
So like within like my first 5 seconds of having a Blue Sky account, I got followed by like 2 of those accounts with like, you know, where the profile picture is a woman in like a bikini.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of those.
So those I just block, because I'm like, I don't need to see that on my... First off, there's probably like bot accounts or scam accounts. Second off, I don't need that on my page.
Okay. Right, I was getting a screenshot up. Or not a screenshot, an image up, and then my thing hanged. What am I doing? Patrick's Pear Box. That is, I'm hoping that I actually do this tomorrow. There's a chance that I won't. Bless you.
Thank you.
There's a chance that I won't end up streaming tomorrow, because it is going to be a very long stream on Friday. And I have a bunch of stuff to get done, but if I do stream, because it is on the schedule, we'll be continuing Patrick's Pear Box from World 13, 16, somewhere. It's on the schedule. So yeah, there's that. For any of you who haven't seen this game before, it's a lot of fun. It's a puzzle game, involves recursion, and a bunch of other weird mechanics. For those of you who are not in the Discord, you can go ahead and join there. We don't have a channel for fansubbing, actually. That just goes in general if you have anything to bring up. But we do have a channel for a bunch of other things, including music, which we've talked about a bunch today. Do you guys know how to end your streams?
I just say, okay, we're gonna either, you know, go raid someone, or you guys go have fun. Bye bye. That's usually how I end it.
Yeah, technically I have a, sorry, Snowball, were you going to say something?
No, the way I tend to end my streams is usually, you know, everyone's already left by the time I'm getting close to ending, so I'm just like, okay, everyone's gone. End stream.
You gotta pretend that people are still there.
But usually when I do that, I'm on, you know, Twitch.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely do not. Yeah, I've heard that there are some streamers, even some of the big streamers, who have been streaming for years and they still don't know how to end. I technically have an ending. It's good night, because universal greeting time says you say good morning when you come in, good night when you end, or when you leave, no matter what the time is. It's just a matter of leading up to that. Well, anyway, for anyone who's new here, my name is Penbu, and the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux. Today we did fansubbing. We got through one sign, and a bunch of other chatting. But I like the result. You know, this looks... It's not the best, but I also don't know if I care enough to refine it more. Because we do have a bunch of other signs to go through. And the rest of them are much more annoying than this one. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue this some other time. Not quite sure when. But I would like to do more of this. Okay. Any last words from the two of you? All right. Toronto is good live. We'll be watching out for the next one. Well, thanks for coming in. Yeah, we'll definitely find out when the next one is. Okay, for those of you on Twitch, we'll find somebody to raid, so stick around. For those of you on YouTube, we're just going to end, and we'll leave it there. Thanks all, and good night. Bye. Alright, I have found something to rate. I think this is a fairly easy one. Because there's no way anyone is going to be fan subbing on Twitch. I think I might be the only one. We're gonna go raid Fira. Sulfura. I am blanking out. Anyway, we've met. Yeah, she's playing Minecraft right now, and she's currently doing a project has been going on for a couple of years now, I think. Yeah, it's very impressive. I guess you can. Oh, and she just switched out. Never mind, we're gonna go find somebody else. Would have been nice though. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can. You know what? We're gonna raid her anyway. I don't want to. She can send us over somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 539 pointed out there. There is the raid message. If you'd like to go participate, you can copy that and paste it in when we get there. And we'll leave it there. All right. Again with the ending thing. Alright, we'll just, see you tomorrow, I guess, or next time. Bye. Night.